Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Today I am talking about Weight Watchers. I have been on Weight Watchers now about a month and I just wanted to do a full review. I want to keep it short and sweet and to the point. I'm not going to bore you with all my weight loss story, but I will just go through briefly the pros, the cons, what I found effective, what I didn't enjoy that much, and whether or not I continue to stay on it, what I think I will do in the future, and if it's working, basically. So if you would like to hear more about it, just keep watching. At the moment, what I'm striving for is always just to feel healthier, feel better, maintain a healthy lifestyle, especially now that I'm over 40. I can't afford to not be healthy anymore. I'm not saying that I was unhealthy before, but I was a bit inconsistent, and I'm really just striving to find sort of a meal plan, diet plan that helps me change my lifestyle for the good, that I can stick to and that I see results. I have probably gained a few little COVID kilos, we should call, during the lockdown, but nothing too crazy. I am probably between 5 to 10 kilos off what my ideal goal weight is. So that's what my aim is, and to feel healthier, to feel happier, and to feel at my best. That's what I'm always looking for. I actually started Weight Watchers purely because I saw a free trial period. It was 2 weeks and I thought, let's try it, let's see what it's all about. They said they'd rejigged their whole system, sort of gave it a makeover. So I wanted to see if it would work, if it would suit me, and if I would stick to it. So I decided to try it. The little quiz at the start said I was a green plan, so that's exactly what I did. So I did my shopping list, created all the meals for me and my family on the Weight Watchers plan. So I've written a list of pros and cons. It's purely so I don't forget anything. And first I'll start with the pros. I must say the pros list is longer than the cons. My first pro was meals are easy and delicious. That means to me, in my circumstance, that the family approved. It was easy to make being a busy mum. One thing I did like about it is the shopping list wasn't too extravagant. It used a lot of common ingredients that I already had. So when I did my shopping list, it wasn't too crazy, you know. And that sort of ties in with the family friendly thing. So it was nothing too weird, nothing that the family haven't tried before. So everything I made was delicious, healthy. I could even sneak in all the veggies and stuff and they didn't have too much to say about it. So pretty cruisy meal plan that was easy to make, which I like. Another pro was easy point system. So I was on the green plan, so that meant 30 points a day. The meals I was picking were about anywhere from 7 points to 9, 10, 11 points per meal. So that made it easy because you're having 3 meals a day. You've got a couple of extra points left over for snacks, or what I sort of spent my extra points were was a morning coffee and an afternoon coffee. So I'd have, you know, in the afternoon when I get a bit peckish after work or whatever, I'd have like an apple and then a cup of coffee, and then that would sort of set me up until dinner. I do think it is quite similar to a calorie counting system, but because I picked meals from their specific app, it had the points already calculated for me, so it made it really easy. When the points are already calculated in the recipe, you can just purely make it, add that recipe to your point tally, and then it just deducts that amount of points. It's not calculating every little thing you put in, how many points each ingredient is, and then adding it all up, adding it to your tally. It's so much more simpler when you pick a recipe off their file system on the app. Another pro I thought was the workouts. So if you are into home workouts, especially if you're in lockdown, a great advantage of the app, paying for the app, is the individual workouts. You can do a different workout every day, you can target different areas. There's all sorts of various workouts that are all from home, so that makes it really convenient if you can't get to gyms, or if gyms are closed where you are, or simply I actually just like working out at home. I'm not a massive gym person. And also if you have small children, It's perfect. Another pro is they have a Facebook support group, so you can join that on them, but I'm pretty sure there's in-house support on the actual app as well. But if you want a more immediate resolution, you can always jump on the Facebook support page. And also it's good for inspiration. You can see people in their stories and recipes that aren't necessarily on the app. People have created recipes and they'll have the points ready for you, so it's a good little network. One pro I found with this program is that I was not hungry at the end of the day. This one's really important for me because I hate being on a diet when I go to bed hungry. It just actually makes me quite miserable. I don't want to be full and stuffed every night, but I don't want to be going to bed feeling hungry. So I would have my dinner, and although I do have a bit of a sweet tooth, you can, if you want, have a little sweet treat if it's within your points, which I did some nights. The other nights where I didn't want to have something, if I was right on the borderline of points, I would have a cup of tea or something just to sort of, you know, make me feel like I'm having something. But if you do have points left over, you can have pretty much anything you want as long as you allocate it in your points. Okay, now the con section. I don't want to come across as negative, but these are just cons that came across as cons to me. So just because it's a con to me, it doesn't mean it will be a con for you. It just means that it didn't suit me in my situation, but it, you know, you might not agree with me, or it might work for you regardless. So please don't take offense if you're on the program and loving it. That's amazing. These are just certain things that I think are a con for me in my situation, okay? Other programs that I have tried that are, you know, a little bit similar to these, you know, is in an app sort of program, where Emily Skye, Sam Wood, I really liked Sam Wood. But one thing I did notice with Weight Watchers that they didn't have, that those other programs did, was sort of like a weekly plan set out for you on your opening page. So Sam Wood, you would open your app and up you come, what you're having for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Here's the recipe, go. So with this one, it doesn't have that. You can sort of create your own plan, but you have to pick and choose the recipes and slot them in. And I found that a bit tedious. So with the Sam Wood one, and I understand why Weight Watchers have done this, because people probably want to pick and choose their own meals, and that's totally cool. But with the Sam Wood one, what I liked, there are obviously the options that you can swap meal, or you can pop in if you're having takeaway or something. But I did miss that with the Weight Watchers app. It had my 30-point tally when you open it up, but it doesn't have what you're eating today. You know, so what I would do is write that in my diary, and I would create my planner accordingly. But I just like to be able to see it, so I'm organised when I wake up. Yep, I've got these oats for breakfast, I'll make that quickly. And it's something very petty, but that's just my personal preference. There might be the feature for that, and I think there is, but it was digging pretty deep and I thought it was a little bit inconvenient. So that's just my personal opinion on that one. Another con, I think, is the logging of every single thing you eat. I kind of got a bit slack with it some days, and my first week I was really on point and didn't miss a single thing. But when you have a coffee, you got to put the coffee pods in, you got to put the milk in, you got to put the sugar in, you got to put, and it's a little bit tedious. If you get a bit slack or a bit busy, it can, you can fall behind, and then you got to go back and think of everything through the week or the day before. Sometimes I would log on the next morning and go, oh, I didn't log anything I ate after 1 p.m. yesterday. And then you got to think back and think of everything that you ate, log it in. Another minuscule thing, but to me, that's a little bit of a con. That's the way the point system works. So if you want it to work for you, you do have to log everything so you can keep an eye on how many points you're racking up, so you can stay within your goal. And sort of going hand in hand with that is if you have a slip up. When you sort of stuff it up a bit and you blow out your points, it's really hard to sort of stay on track and get motivated again, because you're like, I've totally stuffed today. You do get remainder points. I think you get 35 points to spread out over the week for instances like that. I mean, that's weight loss. If you want to lose weight, you're going to have to make the sacrifices, and I totally get that. But to me, it stuffs up my personal motivation a little bit when I blow out in points. Another con I sort of think is the price. I had the 2-week trial for free and then I joined for the extra month and it was just over $40 Australian for the month. I think that's a little bit pricey. I know programs like Sam Wood, I think Sam Wood's about $60, but I feel like his food base and his meal planning is better in my personal opinion. But yeah, so I think it's a little bit expensive per month. You know, it's a $40 bill every month, and if you are not sticking to it, I think it can be a bit of a waste. I did enjoy being on the program, but personally, I think for me, I don't think I will continue. I still have 2 weeks remaining, so I will finish out the 2 months. I think for an example of a similar option for $15 a month is the Fitness Pal, but upgraded to Pro. So if you upgrade to Pro with the Fitness Pal app, I think it's a very similar sort of situation. I haven't got Fitness Pro Premium, but I do know they do meal plans, fitness plans, and all those sort of things, and $15 is less than half the price. So if you are someone who's looking for something like that, maybe the Fitness Pal, and instead of the point system, they go by calories. Now, results. Okay, so the first week I weighed in, I lost 2.3 kilos. So I was wrapped with that. The second week, it was less than a kilo and less than a kilo every week since. So although I have had comments that people have noticed my face thinning out, and I have noticed I feel lighter, any weight loss is great. So the weight loss is slow but steady, and that's exactly the way I like it. That's fine. My issue more is I just don't think that I will stick to it worthy enough of $40 a month. But I tend to think that I am going to go back on keto. I went on keto last year for 3.5 months after lockdown, and I really loved it. I loved it. I dropped a lot of weight, but I was eating great. I was feeling great. I wasn't hungry because I was fueling my body with healthy fats, vegetables, a lot of protein, and I just really loved that. So I think I'm going to finish Weight Watchers. Got 2 weeks to go. I'm going to continue on till that 2 weeks is over, and then I'm going to begin keto. Back to keto. I felt great. So I think that is what works for me best at this stage. To a lot of people, it is way too restrictive. But for me, once I was in it, I was thriving and I really enjoyed it. And I really noticed massive results. And I think that is the one for me to try and go back on. So in conclusion, I do recommend the Weight Watchers program if it is suited to you and your lifestyle. You have to be super organized, in my opinion, but that's any healthy living style. I just found I got better results from keto. So what I sort of think I might do is do keto until I get to around my goal weight, then try back on something like Weight Watchers, one of the other ones, even my Fitness Pals, just to maintain. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. I feel bad not saying that this is for me and I'm obsessed and I'm going to be on it forever. I do enjoy the program. I'm not here to bash it at all. I think it's a great product and I think it really can help a lot of people. I just don't think, and it has been proven to help a lot of people, by the way, I just don't think it's for me. I think I need something a little bit more restrictive that I can just, I don't know about you guys, but I get tempted when I can eat if I can eat a small bit of chocolate, I don't want that small bit of chocolate, I want all the chocolate. So I feel like if I'm on something a bit more restrictive, that will stop me from going ham because I can't touch it. Does that make sense? I hope this sort of helped. Please feel free to leave any questions in the comments below. I'm happy to answer. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you want to see more on my keto journey. I'm not sure if that's something that you guys would be into. Happy to document it if you are. Please like, subscribe. I hope everyone in lockdown is taking care of themselves, and I hope it's over soon for you guys. We only got out of lockdown about a week ago, and I just never take any day for granted because I know that a snap lockdown could be back around that corner at any moment. So take care, guys, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.